kit. The feathers are fantastic at dealing with that.
Early's happening. This is so miscoordinated. But of course, playing against KC. Oh!
Going for the level 1. That's actually the early clip from Callisto. Just gone. He's dead. First blood happens and it's going to Jezu.
Absolutely marvelous right here from the duo over in the bot lane.
Be looking to see whether Takui oversteps here. Is going to be forced to go back under his tower, but Cabochard will swim his way back towards the top side through the river.
I feel like this is true Cabochard nature right here. The dragon is going to get started and Gio are looking to sandwich.
Yeah, they are certainly thinking about it. Everyone's over here. Flash on forward, but that's an interrupt on the crash down. Still the route comes on through. Dragon secured though by Syncroft. Now they're flashing away. Targamas desperately low, trying to get out. The flash from Taken, but now Ragnar's down here. He's getting the two-man call of the Forge Guards. Looking to stick them straight into jail. A double kill for Jezu, who is feasting in this early game. Callisto about to fall down as well. 3 kills against the 3-time champions of EMEA Masters. Phenomenal play from Gio in this early game.
And 3 play-ins, and they won the whole damn thing. Gio could do the exact same thing here. We've had so many winners over the years at EMEA Masters that come through play-ins. And yes, Gio weren't the strongest in the LFL. Targamas is not the strongest on the map either.
No, he did get to Spider-Man, so should have that dredge line up and available shortly as Saken will throw some people away, but not for the shockwave drags him straight back under. Targamas needs that diving suit because he is drowning again.
KC look a little lost, I would say, in this early game.
Yes. I mean, like, what do you need to say? They really do.
I'm just so confused because I'm looking at the Ivan and I'm like, Ivan is a huge problem. Ivan has always been a huge problem over in EU. You know, you've got so much power in the Orianna and the Xayah, so much frontline, so much utility that someone's going to have to seriously misstep. Cabochard's going to have to pop his ult just to clear that wave and not get dived. He's going to get dived anyway.
Oh boy, who needs a wave when you can just do this? Camille's tanks for the tower. Who gets flashed on? Cabochard will not let that one go freely. It's a 1-for-1, but he still dies.
Oh my god, Jezu right there. Heart of ice. That press flash doesn't ghost at all. He knows he has just enough HP to survive that tower, and honestly...
I would flashed.
That's why you're here.
I'm not very good at the game, however.
But great stuff. Again, 3-0-2 for Jez over in the bot lane. Let's look at this again. Cabochard pops the ultimate, gets that range bar up, but he uses his Q, which means he doesn't have the heal available for himself. He'll flash to get the W, but once he's getting ignited, that Q does not heal much when he hits with full rage. For Gio was to push that bot lane tower, and they did.
He did, and in fairness, the gold is back to pretty close right now. The first tower went the way of Karmine. Called this Renekton is up over 1,000 gold, so feeling pretty happy about that. But as we said, look, you're into a very heavy scaling comp, a very heavy 5v5 comp. But it's not like Karmine don't have decent amid options in the mid game, and you know the Zeri will scale very well. But it is just one of those compositional questions you have to ask, and we wanted to see Karmine that little further ahead. That second dragon being denied as well as Gio claimed their first of the game also kind of hurts that a little bit as well as Callisto's just about okay here. You began to wonder for
KC have to force fights onto Gio for KC to win, and Gio are just throwing their hands up and say, it's fine, hashtag rescale.
Part of it as well is you need to look at where that gold's been broken down, because the gold lead is in a Jarvan and a Renekton, who it's fine, that's not a bad place to have it in the early game, but I'm looking at the other side and seeing Xayah and an Orianna that are ahead of the curve, and that's a bit scary.
Now, look at Syncroft's positioning. He's over on the flank. Cabos coming from the top side. Targamas from the bot together with Callisto Saken. That's a 3-man flank. A 3-man flank is not a flank.
It's not. Syncroft, I think, is still off vision, though. He can find a really good flank angle. Look for it. Doesn't get as much value as he's hoping for. Now the shockwave comes on through. That's the counter engage we were worried about. Syncroft taken low but not out. No one is dead. Cabochard popped the dominance, didn't get a huge amount of value. And instead we go right back to the Herald. And Syncroft, yes, was off vision. Yes, found the flank. It just wasn't enough. And I'm looking at your face. You're so frustrated.
A 3-man flank. It's not a flank. One person is a flank. Actually, with a 4-man flank you're going to give to your team, the more you're going to open up the map for your team. And KC really need this right now. They cannot contest 5 versus 5. So pressure towards the side lane so they can. You see, they're going to actually rotate Callisto towards the bot side of the map as well to take that tower down. And they have 2 more dragons time to go until they have to fight. So in around 10 minutes, that's the timeline that KC have if they want to try and turn this game around. But by that time, they'll be close to 30 minutes with Xayah on 2 to 3 items. A lot of the defensive items or supportive items would have completed by then onto the Ivan 2 who has won. KC initiated because KC need to be the aggressors here. Daze is going to be popped and the Baron's going to start. I think this is a bait for KC to engage on them. Gio is baiting for a team fight right now. Bot lane, Saken down there, they're baiting his teleport. Let's see who's going to pull it.
see if they can make it happen. They want this fight to happen. They want the 5v5.
Second.
Feeling a little bit like a burger flip in the bot side. Seiken taking away a tier 2. They are playing this map wide. This is going to be a tight seal. It's still going to be secured though by the side of Geo, but the flip came on through. They win the burgers though, and they're going to be eating good right now as Seiken teleports in the mid. He has to flash. Karmine on the backside is being zoned up by Ragnar. Synchron just about gets out, but wait, and Kalist begins to free fire. Maybe we've been running it the wrong way all along, and Karmine Corp can still win the 5v5. They get 2 kills but lose the Baron.
Ooh, Geo got a little bit complacent right there.
Yes.
They were fighting before they had key items coming through. You just saw Ornn just completed his Radiant as well. You need
in here with that Phalanx up, then you can start to recoup some of that gold you kind of lost out there in the fight a little bit. Well, the Cabochard would be a bad start. Who has to dominate, begins to trade back, but Sterak's Pop still trying to run away. The blue trinket comes out. Just keep an eye on the tug. Will flash on forwards for that root caller. Get the trick on in and gets the kill, but now Ragnar on the other side is being jumped on. Flashes out of the Cataclysm and just about survives. Manages to Bellows Breath the knock-up from the Flag and Drag. And the Ornn survives.
that speed up right there from the Orianna ball did wonders for Ragnar to get out. Ultimately, to won the big crocodile currently. So having him off the map gives a lot of freedom to Geo to push out their waves and reevaluate how they want to play the team fights. Because we said KC need to break the game, and they did. Right now, with Geo not having set up for this Dragon while they had the chance and the resets, puts them behind on the vision game.
Look at Kalist as well. He's caught up with the likes of Jez. Work to bring this Zeri right online in this game, and if there was ever a game for Kalist to prove exactly how good he is, this will be one of them. Emilius is on vision, but not for long, and the dregs of this Baron will be used to shove on into the mid lane and finally get Geo a second turret. They get on through, try and get some more value. Into the tier 2, they go into the backside. Camilius deletes Kalist. I apologize, I think that counts as a cast a curse. Now Targamas trying to flash away. Can't get far enough. The drench line is just not going to drag him to safety. A double kill to Jezu on the Zyre, and the shove can continue.
Camillus, what an absolute beast. Sees the angle, Hex flashes over the wall. Geo can look to end. You have 20 seconds on Kalist and Targamas. Of course, the right play would be not to try and push your lag right here, because there's a lot of teams that EMEA have lost by over pushing, and you do have Cabochard behind you that's gonna stop your wave if you try to push further. So great stuff right there. 24 minutes in, you take the inhibitor. The inhibitor is still gonna be down 2.5 minutes until the next Baron comes up, so they can use it as a point of pressure on the map, together with another side lane to try and lure KC into another Baron fight.
Trying to lure themselves onto Synchron would be a good start. Who face checks, has to throw down the Cataclysm, but the only end of days is his own. Lincest gets down the redemption. We'll heal right back up, and all that damage that was done means very little at all.
That champion is disgusting.
Isn't it just? Shirelia's redemption stopwatch and an additional team member in Daisy.
You know what's the silliest thing? It's the silliest champions that get hated the most.
Oh, yeah.
Look at him. He's minding his own business. And again, don't necessarily fool yourselves too much. Geo are scaling above gods right here. And KC have always found their way around Cabochard to turn things around. Can Cabo turn this one around?
Everyone's coming. There's going to be a Baron in under a minute, so this will be a pretty important pick. Throws down the ultimate, will get shockwaved into a crash down. A little bit of Pharomancy locking the Crocodile down. And he is dead to rights. Third death of the game. He'll pick up a GA now, but he's dead for 45 seconds. He doesn't have teleport. He's not going to be there when Baron spawns.
That was 5 members that were pulled down bottom. I don't know if that was actually necessary, because Kalist is going to get a tier 2 for free for the side of KC. And not only did Cabochard win them a bunch of time, he gave them a tier 2 mid, which makes the map dark for the side of GO. They've already established a ton of vision from the side of KC towards the top side of the map, which is the side of interest, with 18 seconds onto the Baron, and KC can back and buy even more. I feel like what happened to Cabochard right there was best case scenario for KC.
Some ways. Gonna have to see whether they can buy enough time, because there will be that slight delay between Cabochard's spawn and his entrance into a position to impact the map. Baron alive, Cabochard alive, now coming out of base, and will Geo try and rush this before the Crocodile gets here? It doesn't look like they're feeling that confident. That ward in the back, as you said, will spot out Geo attempting the bait.
Who is going to be on the side? He could get caught here, Kalist.
Oh, the Forge God goes across a couple, and Targamas is just eviscerated. Desiccated in there, and he is dried up and left out to dry. Kalist trying to run away. Will Spark Surge over the wall. Synchron on the flank, going to get back in, but a pull back and a pull down onto Seiken, who is dead. And now with 2 members dead, they will turn back towards the Baron.
I mean, initially, we're almost 30 minutes in, 4 items onto Jizu. You've got 3 items onto your Orianna. The rest of the guys just need to push the trigger to engage, and they did just that. Geo are just that much better when it comes to team fighting with their current composition. You cannot just face check them, you cannot just walk into them, especially 4 versus 5, because you're gonna pay the price. KC were to split. Cabochon has just joined them. Kalist is over in the mid lane, so they find Targamas, they burn him down. He's just a support, doesn't have a lot of defenses at this point. And then they just walk them down. The speed up's coming through. Jesu goes to the chase. This is Geo's start to finish.
And, you know, we have to give credit for Karmine Corp for early on in the game, getting gold by playing those side lanes so well, by getting those structures that actually brought them to something of a gold lead against perhaps some of the issues we had with the way the early game went in terms of the kills and the map control. But now they've lost a second Baron. Now that they are beginning
run,
to
run! KC, run! Get the third dragon, run!
And they do have the possibility to perhaps claim themselves at some point. Astrobal loses her mind. It's F1 here.
Look, Synchro's got me right there. He's
boy.
like, I'm sprinting that dragon down.
It's Verstappen just coming out in place of League of Legends. Oh boy.
They got it. Okay.
They got it. There you go. That's actually a minor win there. You take that.
That's great. That's your win condition right there. And Infernal Soul later on could be huge for you, especially since Kalist's point. So a little bit more time is what KC need. But on the other hand side, when your opponent team has Baron, time is not something that you can afford to give away. Because you give them time, Geo is going to take structures. They already took the top lane inhibitor. Now they're going to split. They need somebody in the mid lane to shove in that wave. You see it slowly pushing over in the mid lane. When it actually reaches the point of interest, they're going to swap over and take that inhibitor as well.
Reminder, they have to get to Jesu, to Karmine Corp, and it's just easier said than done as Geo just pull the trigger. Never mind people going into them, they'll do it straight back onto Karmine Corp, who are looking a little bit redder than the blue wall would like. Blood spilled across the steps of their own base. Inhibitor down, 2 members down in Seiken and Kalist no less. The 2 critical carries are down, and Geo are looking to end the game right here, right now. They will strike first in this LFL derby. They will go up 1-0 against the most dominant team EMEA Masters has ever seen, and they do it in style.
Such a great...
For Karmine Corp this time around.
Oh, absolutely. There's a lot of playmaking in their hands and a lot of engage with the likes of Rel and the Nautilus, but I'm looking onto the other side, and every time there's a Viego locked in, of course it's in Litz's hands. He used about junglers in general, and it's like, it's so easy to take a fighter jungler and one that has a lot of bite and aggression and turn them into a good facilitating jungler. But a good facilitating jungler is hard to be a fighter. Lincus is it.
Try and make this one work. Lincus gets the stun. Cabochard, though, will throw down a Koldomir, can be just fine. Takui and Syncroft will spot each other in the river, but Syncroft flashes in for a shattering strike. Can still crash down. Misses the seismic shot, and Seiken is here as well. Takui may well need to flash. Trying to hold on for as long as they can, but Cabochard will just dice over the wall. And Takui with no mana in a spot above them, and now Cabochard is on the wrong side of the wall. Had to flash at the up buff. This is absolute madness in the early game. Syncroft eating the wrong end of Ragnar, who doesn't have any mana, and now he's in danger. Remember, he doesn't have a flash, but over the wall, Takui's still throwing out some more rocks, but I don't think he's got any more in the pool. He's out of mana. First blood goes the way of Cabochard's Renekton. Syncroft dies, and now the body can be stolen. I just don't know how much further he can go. We're going to crash down, but look at Takui's pool. He can just throw autos, flash.
Oh, you got the other one!
But the double root, Linz is desperately trying to run away, but can get no further. Cabochard ends up with 2 kills.
Oh, baby. If Cabochard was left all alone in game 1 and tried to 1v9, guess what? All that AP. I love what Syncroft is doing right there. Crash that tower under tower. Ragnar is on level 5. Cabochard is level 6. Pop that ultimate. Get him down. Grab the tower platings. GG, well played.
Level 5. He's a very stoppable force, and Cabochard looking more and more like Godzilla in this game. Will not be asked to pick up. No, what? They didn't quite get it. He walks away. Oh no!
Huh? I want to
Missing pings. Get that sound effect on right now.
I want to say this again because I think Syncroft cancelled one of his auto attacks. Cabochard walked out because he was tanking, of course, the tower. He is the tankiest member between the two, has level 6 for that extra HP, and Syncroft was only level 4. But that was disastrous. That should have been Cabochard getting away with the kill, pushing that wave under the map. I think Kalist is at a very great position to stand towards the bot side of the map, in a more safe position on his own. But as you can see, Seiken already towards top side of the map. Syncroft going up top side as well. We get that tower plating almost.
Watch Takui leaving the lane, and Linsis is going to be on that side of the map as well. So We've got Herald spawned and started, and of course Renekton at Herald is a notoriously strong champion. Seeing a little bit of attempted roam that's cancelled out. And I think Geo are wisely saying, look, that's going to be a very rough fight to take. We're going to leave this one well alone.
That's exactly what Dada was talking about. The
indeed.
strong side of your map is that Renekton right here with 1.1k app. You've got the whip in your pocket. You've got the other component. I don't remember what it's called. You
Corfield
probably do.
Warhammer.
Thank you very much. You're so close to your perfectly together, and Cabo just about manages
so
to press
close.
that ultimate button and get that HP back. But knowing there's two members of KC towards the top side of the map, Syncroft knows there is not going to be a jungler around. Tukui is also a little bit hurt with not enough mana, so they're popping down that Rift Herald for Seiken. Seiken's going to cash in 2 tire platings, a third one on the way. So a really great play in general towards the top side of the map for KC.
And I think it's also worth pointing out that actually, this is much more pointing out as well, that despite trying to avoid vision, Syncroft was spotted on that red wall just at the top left of your screen. So they will know that Syncroft is starting off this dragon. And Linces is still around, so we might just be about to see a little bit of a fight. Both those abilities go wide.
But look at the mid lane, right? Seiken was able to shove in that wave, which means he's the first one in the river. Now, don't get me wrong, I feel like Talia is one of these champions that can get away with not being the first one in the river, because you can throw down your walls, split the fight, and then your team can engage however they see fit. And this is going to be exactly the case. Tukui is going to throw down the wall.
Here we go. The wall comes down and the teleports are summoned. Everyone's ready to go. Dreadline goes wide, but now the dragon goes down. It is taken by the side of Syncroft, but the fight commences. Pop Blossom lands, but not as well as they were hoping. Body stolen. That's a rel. That's a massive shattering strike into a crash down, and Jetsu to the backside begins to unleash a Cathian hell. Targamas has no flash, no hope, no dreams. He's dead to rights, as well as Linces picks up another one. Can look to hop over the wall. Caboshot and Kalist must back to safety. That is an angry bee, but I don't think your sting means much in this. Now he is very much in a position to be a threat in this game. Syncroft and Targamas maybe about to face check Camilius and Linces, but nothing too much more to be found.
And mind you, again, it's very good to reiterate the value of the champions that this Viego can get once he gets his shutdowns. He stole Syncroft's soul, became the rel, stunned people right behind him, which then snowballed onto Seiken's death. He takes Seiken's Nico and then stuns the next person, with the next person with the Nico. So the value of the champions that you can steal from the KC is it's chef's kiss.
It very much is. Karmine Core, though, doing a very good job of walking together as a unit to put down absolute tons of blue vision into this kind of bot side river to ensure they get the ability to shove on through the jungle and make sure that the likes of Camillus, the likes of Linces are known quantities. Herald number 2, though, has spawned, and this is a side of the river that Geo have a little bit more control over.
You would think that with the Renekton 1.something-K up in gold, you wouldn't
we
do
go.
that, but Syncroft has been caught.
That's a Hex Splash into the headbutt, Pulverize. And Pulverize is exactly the right tome as the horse is crushed. Doesn't mind a Geo. Caboshard has thrown down the Dominance but gets stunned up. Another big double headbutt, Pulverize buys time. Herald secured by Geo, but they won't go for the eye quite yet. Camillus needs to try and escape. Will use the headbutt as a taxi to try and get out to safety, but his Dreadside will surely fall. It is a 1-for-1, but the Herald is secured by Geo.
Yeah, and that's the list of the Warriors right now. You just lose your support from the side of Geo. You got what you wanted. You got that Rift Herald in your pocket. But KC are now got them in the numbers, and they're going to take mid-lane 2 months.
Needs to be a little bit afraid. I wonder whether Jesu might consider coming in on that fully stacked Plasma, but instead Karmine
Want to find them.
still need to give credit over, though, to Karmine Core, who are up a fair amount of gold and are, as we said, still in a position to be very scary
I wonder where all
in
that
this
gold
game.
is lying.
Well, it might be towards that top lane. Seiken as well, doing pretty well in this mid lane. Gets himself another turret there, of course. There's a Herald available. It's dropped towards Ragnar of all places, but it will ensure they get a turret up here. And there's a dragon being spawned in about 8 seconds. I suspect both teams might be looking to contest that one. Ragnar doesn't have his ultimate quite yet, but all the while, Karmine Core getting on towards this tier 2. They've done this across both games now. Played towards these side lane split push conditions pretty damn well.
Yeah,
tier 2 secured.
I would think that with Geo having the Rift Herald, they're going to use Shelly to push that tier 2 in the top lane as well. They had Linces around. He's emptied the entire jungle, pulled down the ward. So they knew that KC had the advantageous position when it came to moving into that dragon area, because they were already on that side of the map. So you give one up, it's fine. It's only 2 dragons in. You take 2 towers to your advantage. Linces took the entire top side quadrant of Syncroft's jungle as well. So you take this straight for Geo.
Reasonable considering, as we said, the Renekton has managed to earn themselves a significant advantage themselves. We're seeing kind of match discrepancies in jungle and mid, but you have spotted something.
I'm getting a lot of pings on Jesu in the mid lane from the side of KC. They're like aggressively pinging that he's in the mid lane, and they're looking to potentially get a pickup onto Jesu. Yeah.
Kalista goes forward, but there's a teleport behind, and so much damage! My god! Flash on forward, but the ult afterwards is good. Kalista taken low! Gets the solo kill! Bot lane though, fights commences. Linces looks to get a kill onto Seiken, does so. Massive damage! Double kill! That's not Seiken getting, because of course, it's a stolen down body as the Ruined King ruins Karmine Corp's day. Cabo shot knocked up, trying to survive, slices, dices, and will roll well on this one. Still gets stunned up, will not roll well enough the second time around. That's a nat one, and he will die. Linces claims another one, and that is a damn terrifying Viego.
What a wild turn of events! Jesu gets absolutely ditched by his top laner.
What's happening?
He gets careful of course, is that he's moving into the next fight in 2 minutes without his flash.
Yes.
He becomes a really easy target for Ragnar to go for. And of course, once that target has been locked from the Malphite ult, it's such an easy follow-up with Linces and with Tukui having that long-range access with the ultimate on the Viego and of course the knockup from the Talia. So that would be a very easy lockdown from the side of Geo. Now KC have the Baron in their sights.
Mind you, Jesu and Tukui don't have flash themselves, but this looks like a little bit of a flip. Last time around, Geo won the flip. The burgers went their way. Looks like we are back in the kitchen. We're back in the burger joint as Seiken has got himself a clone in there. Massive two-man knockup into the follow-up. Oh my god, it's a beautiful wombo combo. Cabajon though into the backline trying to buy time onto Jesu, but he just can't do enough damage. But maybe he can. Does at least get the Kai'Sa, but not before the rest of his team is forced to run to the hills. They must try and escape. The wall comes down, and they will claim Synchros life as well. Kalista goes to the backline, can't get anybody. Falls down. Karmine Corp are wiped. The blue wall crumbles.
What a terror! I never expected KC to come up with a desperation Baron to cause a team fight. Yes, they see Tukui down the bot lane, but it's Talia with teleport. He teleports in, throws the wall down instantly. What a fantastic engage by Camilius, followed up by Ragnar, instantly zones away Kalista. Kalista is on 10% HP. That Zeri cannot walk up to assist you and put down the damage. It's your only damage dealer remaining, on the map, and Geo absolutely spats on them. I'm lost for words. Worlds? The world is lost?
It really is. And honestly, Geo, a team that in some ways a lot of people have written off. This is against Karmine Corp, who just slammed the defending champions, who are, 3 times at EMEA Masters, 3 championships. They're here for their 4th. And they're about to go down 2-0, it feels like. They just lost Baron, they can't win a team fight. And this is a team for the side of Team Geo who struggle with communication, struggle to find consistent team fights, who have been so inconsistent considering the raw star power on their roster. About to take KC to match point, it feels like. Maybe this can be a moment to turn it around. Maybe this can be a moment to get themselves to soul point, but you have to start to fear if you're a Karmine Corp fan.
What's Seiken and what's Kalista's positioning right there? They both have flash. They can get out of Ragnar's ultimate whenever they wish. But what angle is KC going to find? Look at Targamas. He's playing from the right side to angle.
To get on in, just going to get that much value. Ragnar gets to the backside, take it down about half HP. Gets stunned up. That's a massive ultimate. But wait, the Pop Blaster comes on through.
Linces is dead.
They finally prevent the engage. Cabashot, goal to the backside, does go down. Jesu stunned up in the back end of it, but will survive with attacking the dragon. Camille is also desperately low. And now Geo are the ones in danger. Ragnar needs to run away. Kalista begins to breathe fire. Gets another one onto the side of that Talia. Does go down. Ragnar gets down as well. And actually, Karmine Corp finally bite back, finally stop Linces and get themselves to soul point. Baron will be absolutely neutered to boot.
Seiken. 4 times, because he's looking for his 4th title if he goes over to the finals. He's the OG member of KC. He's been there for all 3 titles.
Struggling Linces has been feasting, but you kill off the Viego, and these fights look a lot more playable when the Renekton, when the Zeri get to free fire on those very low health members afterwards. Ragnar ults on the top side, and Seiken's going to be forced to ult early. Now the teleport's coming on through to try and prevent a further chase down. I think it must be. They're going to try and get in here, but there's not much of a wave left. Still jumping onto Ragnar, who doesn't have a flash, but will get on out, and that's a teleport force, and Ragnar gets to walk away.
I think it's kind of fine, because mid lane is pushing, top lane is pushing, and now KC can actually split through mid and top. There's only one lane that is actually under attack for KC, and that's the bot lane, so they can actually trade 2 towers for 1. KC can actually keep pressuring right here. Geo, until the reply comes through, you will see that Seiken does have the teleport, so he's going to be the one going back to base to defend that bot lane push coming through. But that was a very clever TP.
And that was against the Baron that really got absolutely nothing done. What have you spotted? You
The story of the carries has changed for Geo. Last game, it was Jizu onto Hisaya. This game, it's Linzas onto the Viego. And if he's slippery enough and difficult to kill, and Seiken had to pull out every card in his box to get him trapped into this pit and play fantastically that fight start to finish. Now you need to kill Linzas twice.
Yeah.
He has gotten his Guardian Angel, so has Caboshot, to be fair, but Caboshot is playing more to zone away the fight and try to dive into the backline whilst Linzas is looking for this opportunity. This Ragnar is
Cap
flanking.
just picked up for Seiken. That could be important, this potential fight. Seiken just get a bit of a route onto Ragnar and everyone's around. Caboshot looking to get onto the Malphite, who gets hooked up, taken very low. Still has the ultimate, gets into the backline, but may well likely be traded out for it. Seiken gets a pop loss, but it's not the highest value. Resurrecting his Linzas. He's surely dead here. Seiken trying to buy space and time, and he's dead. He's down. It's a double kill to Kalist. And Karmine, Caboshot, this incredible roster of talent beginning to come online across these last two team fights.
It's a KC Magic, baby. They're coming back together. They were lost game 1, game 2.
Very difficult targets to deal with. Kalist now with the Bloodthirster. Who on earth are you getting to burst through?
Now, if you're KC, you have the reins of the game. You are sitting on soul point, so you can choose whether you want to go for the Dragon or allow Geo to try and stop your soul and just take the Baron.
Double headbutt pull. Targmas has to flash. Caboshot also taken pretty low. That was a little over equal, but Cabo doesn't actually have the teleport. 30 seconds on Infernal Dragon might cost Karmine Corp.
Tukui's chasing.
Tukui has gone down. Yes, he has. That's a wall on the backside. Looking to see if we can get someone in the pit. Leaves Karmine Corp in an awkward position. Caboshot does have the start of that GA. Into the backline goes Ragnar. Kalist taken low. Trying to run down. Big Pop Blossom. Gets onto Jezu. He's dead. Seiken uses the stopwatch well. Ragnar cannot kill Kalist, but does so finally at the end of the day. Looking to get some more work done as Linzas. He's got himself a body. It is, of course, the Nico. Tukui trying to run away. Caboshot still trying to survive. Chameleons into the backside. Does get a big knocker, but there's just not any damage left. Big knocker onto the side of Tukui, trying to run away, gets the shove, gets the GA. Linzas needs to back. It is a 3v3. Caboshot doing some healing, desperately low in Synchron, body secured by Linzas. He gets to hop on through, and despite the health bars, GO win out.
Oh my god, I think this game has been the story of the two mid laners. Tukui played this to absolute perfection. Again, look at the TPs coming in. You will see that Kalist gets hit by the big rock from Malphite, and then Ragnar walks him down while Seiken has his eyes onto that Kalist. He's like, that's the carry. That's not the carry. Linzas is. So when you use your entire HP bar to take down the Kaisa and allow the Viego to take you down, all he needs is one reset. And Linzas got his reset that game, that fight, which wasn't Seiken. They have been hunting him for 3 team fights straight, and now that they got him, you saw that there was no damage left.
Got so close here, but Chameleons finds another big pulverized 3-man knock up there at the end of it. Unspoken MVP, and now with the GA down, and they head straight back towards this Baron. Here we go again. Those are some big damage numbers. We'd love to look at it, but we just don't have time. Baron secured, and Geo looking to extract, looking to get back to base, looking to ensure Karmine Corp cannot collapse as them as they escape.
I don't know if they can chase right now. Ragnar literally is walking down Kalist, and Kalist can do nothing about it. He cannot use the power that he has onto this area, into these team fights. Another wall coming in from Tukui, gonna zone away KC, take out this tower in the mid lane, the tier 2, easy peasy without any commitment right there from the side of GO. And now KC are looking what happened to them due to the Baron buff. They have the time from the side of GO to reset while still all of their vision is down. The problem from the side of KC is that they don't necessarily have anyone to face check for them. Synchron is kind of squishy because she's gone for more the protective build, if you will. Exactly. He's more of the supportive, protective build onto the Rel. Caboshot as well has the GA. Doesn't want to lose it by just face checking for some vision. So everything's going to be played around that mid lane wave. And if KC can enter the river from that side, Cabo loses half his HP, even attempting to walk into that river.
Linzas, never mind completing a 4th item, just gone for the
Kalist is zoned down.
That's a big zone out. Kalist can't get hit. Targmas goes golden. They're trying to buy time. Synchron runs away, but Targmas must flash. Must try and stay alive. Gets knocked up, but that is the ult used to kill off the Nautilus. It's taken away now. Linzas squishier, but has stolen the Nautilus body. Lands the dredge line. That's still the Nautilus.
Seiken!
Golden. Seiken doesn't get as much value as his own before. Caboshot on the back. So is Jezu, who dies He's dead. Ragnar staying alive. Takui trying to do as much work as he can to the backside, but still Ragnar down. A double kill. The Cabo Shard is trying to stay alive. Kalist desperately low. Has the GA to work with. It's a 2-for-1. But importantly, the health bars for Karmine Corp are just desperately low.
Cabo and Seiken still have TPs to get back into this fight. Syncroft can stay around. He has 50% HP. They can TP straight back into this fight and fight for the dragon. Only 3 members of Geo and 4 for Karmine Corp. Kalist has also gone mid lane. He's stolen back so much HP. KC found their soul.
They got it. Honestly, I thought the moment they jumped Kalist, it was going to be a disaster. But Seiken.
Yeah. Brain, he's still looking. All eyes on Ragnar. He finds the target and Viego can dive in.
All right, Baron started. Cabo Shard trying to zone people off. Linces over the back, does not have flash, does have ult, can get into the pit. So hard to stop a Viego from getting in. He's off vision as well. They don't know where he is. He can get to the pit. They know where he is. It's gone. Cannot get there in time. Seiken will be resetting with a clone. But now Karmine Corp needs to run back out of his. Ragnar in danger. Gets jumped on by Cabo Shard. Karmine Corp want the fight. They want to do this. Over goes Kalist, who gets stunned up. They must try and reset. I don't know about this.
Oh, that was so scary.
Where are they going? They've got a wave. Are they going to keep shoving?
KC are going to shove towards the top side of the map. I mean, they have an entire wave. They have 2 cannon minions. They're going to Baron the map as well. Seiken is going to press B to try and see if anyone pushes further from Geo. It's not going to be the case. Every single member of Geo went back to base. They want to defend that top lane side of the map. Ragnar still has his ultimate.
Baron. Hook goes down onto Ragnar. When Karmine Corp continue to siege on forwards, the depth charge comes on and Ragnar knocked up but knocked down. But he's still able to ult in. Seiken takes a big chunk back though for the temerity of stopping forwards. And look at this Kai'Sa, now very much online. That's a sorcery elixir on as well. These W's certainly begin to sting. Still though, the inhibitor is down. The inhibitor turret has fallen, of course, before that.
For splitting apart KC and allowing Linces to dive in, not to 5 people.
Oh, they're going to catch on to Syncroft. Pulling him across the wall, can't quite kill enough.
Camillus is dead.
Desperately low. Kalist, shot back though, will still survive. Still has the flash, still has the go, still has the GA, and is just fine with that. An attempted pick goes desperately long. Camillus down. The wall behind them. His Cabo Shard's not going to get into this fight, particularly as Syncroft gets a stun onto Ragnar. Seiken throws out a clone forwards. It's not him, of course. It's just that W, that trickster. And Karmine Corp get another inhibitor.
Funnily enough, these 2 creeps had to walk around because of the wall of Takui and went towards that mid lane. But Geo, they're chasing the jungle. There's no objective, Geo. What are you doing?
Trying to get something in the back end of it. Cabo Shard has hysterics pop and not down. Targamas gets the depth charge onto Jezu into the Pot Blossom. Not as much value as they were hoping for as Ragnar goes over the wall. Can't get that much taken. Desperately trying to...
Cabo!
Cabo to the backside though. This is Godzilla, all right. It ain't no alligator from the swamp. He's a city-destroying monster alongside Kalist, who claims Viego. Linces, what a game he's had. It's just
KC are ending. Seiken and Cabo Shard both have teleports. They still have Baron. They have a wave towards the bottom. They have a wave in the top lane. They can pressure Geo. Linces dead. Jezu dead. All their carries dead.
The siege continues with all the minions crashing into the base. The gates are broken. Their bodies are broken. And we're going to 1-1. Karmine Corp, even the series out.
Woo! I'm so happy to see the other side from Geo. They need to do everything in their power to get their Renekton ahead, to potentially get a gank onto the Azir, unlock the LeBlanc onto the map.
Just extraordinary. He looked like he was playing at normal speed.
Well, Ruler is not here.
He's not.
But we've got the second and third best, which is Kalist and Jezu.
Absolutely, yeah, that's exactly it. There's a lot of French fans out there going, that's exactly right.
We'll have an eye on the Linces, which is very important. Again, you want to keep track of wherever that Setsuwane is.
Yeah.
So far, so good.
It does feel that way, and we are trying to make this one
the calm before the storm.
Yeah, we have had some pretty brutal storms here in this series. As Linces will be down towards this bot lane, but so will
Syncroft is still there.
Just not left, he's just not reset. Of course, there is the Balmy Cinder in Linces' inventory, but he's also hatching a ward right now, so they know exactly where this Sejuani is, and I wonder whether they'll think about ganking this one. Flashing forward. Syncroft just spotted himself out. The Dredge line's wide! The Dredge line is wide! That means first blood down. Oh, Targamas. That's a mistake.
I feel like there was so much wasted time from the side of Syncroft. You see how Linces was able to full clear his 2 quadrants, go towards top lane. He actually shot. Linces is playing heavily towards the bot side of the map for that Vayne and for the Leona. Had that been best case scenario on that wave where Ragnar is level 6 versus a level 5 Jax, you dive that wave.
Yep.
He wasn't there, and also even if he wasn't, Syncroft was around to try and cover for his top lane. So far so good. Linz is playing heavily towards the bottom of the map. I mean, I'm getting a little bit worried because every time I see an Ivern in a team in general, I see the potential and the scaling to serious Jax. There is so much power and so much scaling on the side of KC that, again, if you're Geo and you let them fall out of control with this Ivern, then it's going to be a little bit of just coming out of base. He actually has to leave, and this is where the gold lead is going to start extending towards the top side of the map.
Oh, lane. This is just a 2v2 dive. Kalist needs to flash. Jesu's got the ultimate running, and that final hour means a first blood, or second blood kill, I apologize, and a double kill to Jesu.
Wow.
Beautiful stuff in the bot lane.
And again, it's like we're reliving game number 1. Geo's bot lane outperforms KC's bot lane. Yes.
Praised KC4 is just their individual raw laning power. Game 1, Game 3. That has been not the case, particularly
he's
in
still
bot lane.
around.
Princess has refused to leave, still not on vision, and now the Targamas is left with no ward there. Oh boy, here we go again. Targamas will still absolutely eviscerate the Vayne. Kalist dies in trade down, and Targamas death below, but Synchro flashes forward for the root caller. It's a 2-for-1, maybe they can get even more. Daisy starts to hop on forwards, can't get the knock-up, but critical misplay by Geo in the bot lane.
Oh my god, Jesu dives a little bit too far forward, otherwise
A little bit wary of what could be happening here, and of course there is still the Herald in Synchrov's inventory. First dragon went the way of Geo, and second one is just spawned, will be started by Linces as the bot lane comes over to assist.
Yeah, it's going to be 2 dragons on the side of Geo. They're going to start stacking them. We'll see what the soul is going to be. Thankfully, it's not a cloud, so we might see something like an ocean. Ocean Soul would actually be huge for KC, because having the poke coming in from LeBlanc and stuff, being able to heal that up before you go back into a team fight would be huge. Ocean. Okay, so this is the breakthrough from KC. If they want to start stacking some dragons of their own, that would be huge for them. Of course, that Rift Trail is going to be popped onto the top side of the map. A little bit of a
comeuppance. Takui's coming up as well, though. How much do they want to play this? Cabershot takes a tower shot. Counter-Strike is down. Teleport's coming through, though, to try and defend this. Takui now in a difficult position, still has the distortion, so backs away. Linces is here.
Cabershot all on his lonesome onto the Jax. It's a very easy push when you have Camillus onto the Leona there as well. Kalist has been spotted from the ward. He's getting TP'd on right now. Linces is on the left side. Who's coming on the left? It's going to be Takui.
There's just nowhere to run. This Zeri is about to be grounded. There is nowhere for this Lightning Lady to go except the grave. Takui picks that one up.
Not even the cannon, man. He was trying desperately to take the cannon. We mentioned like Leona plus Vayne, a Vayne with almost 2 items. Cabershot goes bye-bye. He has to pop the ult, he has to pop the flash, he blows the summoner and ends up dying. It's disaster again all over the map. He didn't necessarily have to do anything the entire time. It feels like that bot lane. Oh, he has to pop the Counter-Strike early on. And then he just get pinned on the wall and killed. Unfortunate right here from Cabershot. Jesu will cash in on another one, and Geo absolutely dominating this game. At this point, you're daring KC to walk into you because you have such a strong Vayne that you don't care if KC are going to come in. Vayne's just going to melt them down.
Turns out Jesu is introducing Jax to the very pointy end of a real weapon there, and
it does look sharp.
Yeah, a little bit scary. That's a very scary crossbow. Here we go again. Stuck into the wall. Targamas is just chain CC'd and deleted. Third death of the game for the Nautilus.
Allow me to use the word disrespectful. I don't know what Targamas was doing on the top corner of the jungle. You do not have
fullness. It's great when you're ahead because you can take so much more from it, but right here, back to bite them pretty hard. Herald number 2 from the game, summoned into mid lane before it can even charge. That tower falls and they'll get a charge into this tier 2.
And honestly, I remember as Geo are going to take the second tower in the mid lane. Sake is pushing towards the top side. I think like Cadril was doing a review of an LEC game back when Jesu was over in SK. No, actually, he was looking at his solo queue game. And he was like, come on, man, grow some, go more aggressive. He was playing Fade. I think he's grown some.
He's doing it right, yeah. That's very aggressive.
I feel like especially when you're playing in the ERLs, you need to show that sort of aggression, especially when you have a niche peak that is like Vayne, that can take you down. And we talked about Kalist. It's always been all about Kalist. Kalist in Super 5. Takui's towards the bottom of the map. Takui should be there to poke someone out and create a 4 versus 5 situation in favor of Geo. Now, KC are the ones that are set up. Everyone from Geo is back with the TPs, full HP. Linza still has ult. Oh, he doesn't, sorry.
So Gio go forwards, Kalist chop, but not low. Targamas goes down. He's taken out. That's Seiken with the ultimate, but now needs to back away, has to shuffle out. Teleport back in from Cabochard. That will be the response, and now we are in the 4v5, but a lot of those ultimates are down. Cabochard gets knocked away with the silver bolts, trying to stay alive. Dem does its work. Keeps him out of the fight. Dragon started, this will be Soul. Karmine Corp desperately need to fight with the Synchro. Just wild, he's not here yet. Over goes Camellia, forces Kalist away. And that looks like a Dragon secure, looks like a Soul secure. They're trying to get to the back of the pit. Not going to happen. Cabochard tries. Into the back line. They go. Kalist just about alive. But for how much longer does Gio begin to hunt for more kills? Another bolt comes flying forward, and a sigil of malice ends the life of Zeri.
Purple Woman is your target right now. If you're Gio, pressure that mid lane wave in. There's so many minions of that one. Tagama's gonna try to hold it, but he can't hold off Gio from taking that Baron. Soul and Baron, 2-in-1, all the best. And there's not many ultimates left from the set of Gio. But again, remember, they're ahead in gold. They have 4 items in their inventories, and Synchro is taking a part from the 2 carries he's supposed to be supporting. He's stuck on the left side with Cabochard and Seiken and Kalist. It's too dangerous for them to set a foot forward, especially since Tagama's died right in front of them. Cabochard's gonna try to get about, but the time he goes in, the Dragon is down, the Soul is already secure from Gio. They have the HP bars just to hunt KC down.
Credit over to Kui. They get some monstrous little chains and distortions into the back end of that time they did. Even if at the beginning of the fight you got a
little scary.
Nervous.
Yeah,
that was fair. Now though it works out, and now you're looking at a 3-item Vayne, a 3-item LeBlanc.
Oh, they saw Seiken. They saw Seiken. He has to TP
to
away.
Oh! Flash! Condemn! And isn't that an accurate statement? Seiken thrown into the grave.
Jezu is putting his stamp.
It does mean there's at least some knowledge about where Gio are. I don't know what the hell Karmine Corp can do about it right now, because they are in a desperate position in this game. Down 11,000 gold and Ocean Soul.
So slowly but surely chipping on these towers. They opened up the mid lane.
Counterpoint. Counter-strike. How on earth did Karmine Corp consistently lock down a LeBlanc and a Vayne? How on earth are they going to do that with the champion?
I want to show you here.
So hard. Get something onto Ragnar. The Solar Flare goes wide. That might mean Camilius is in danger. But how important are they in the grand scheme of things? Stopwatches burn.
Oh, Dukui is stuck.
Big root caller. Camilius over the wall. Direct flood charge comes on through. And maybe, just maybe, I asked the question and Karmine Corp is set to deliver on that promise. Still, Ocean Soul means it's pretty hard to chunk out Lincers for long enough. Counter-strike lands down, and that will be the kill. Surely, does take a moment, but they do secure 2 kills. There's nothing really on the map, though, to secure at least 2 minutes.
How do you walk in? You need to establish some pressure through that mid wave.
Go!
Oh!
Only the slow field. Synchro, though, is still forced to flash, and Daisy will be dead to rights. Cabochard taken low, but not out. Got worried there for a second. Ragnar
Seiken has to join. Seiken
lands out. In they go. Seiken is alive, but Synchro is not. And Jezu begins to throw at Silver Bolt after Silver Bolt. They all look like werewolves right now because they are allergic to the damage he is pumping out in this game.
Oh boy, you just lost your jungler. Elder Dragon is coming up. KC is absolutely doomed. I feel like Gio pulled the trigger out there so well. They saw Azir up in the top lane. Yes, Seiken does have TP, but when Gio are pressuring KC so hard, where in the world do you TP that Azir into the fight? Seiken was too slow. Synchro ends up going down. Gio are gonna take everything on the map. All 4 dragons, all 2 barons, and the Elder. Gio, start to finish.
It has been brutal, and this is nothing like the Elder take we saw the last time for Gio in the quarterfinals.
3rd Baron.
Yeah,
there you go.
3rd Baron available to them, and of course in their game 5 in the quarterfinals it came down to an Elder flip. Lince stole it, and they won the game. This time around there is no contest. It is clean as you like. Karmine Corp forced to retreat, head for the hills. So I think the hills are looking not as safe as they once were. The gates to their base, well and truly broken in. It feels like they are waiting for the coming storm, which will be Baron and Elder buff empowered Gio.
You said the Karmine storm?
I didn't, but I should have.
It could.
I could have been. Pretend I said that, guys.
Hey, you can save it for the next one.
Do that next game, maybe. Just
yeah, and pretend that no one has ever said it before. I won't take credit. I
heard this.
I will forget until next year. It's okay.
Your Twitch chat, they have many memories. That's not how it works. They don't ever repeat things people say in chat. That just doesn't happen.
There's never a copy pasta going on. Talking about copy pasta, not relevant here.
And is Gio with everything in their hands. Couldn't quite close it out there. Fumbled it just a little bit, and KC Snacking their lucky stars, an extra also didn't come through on some of those key members. Maybe this is the moment though. Maybe they can make it happen this time. The knock-up is there. Karmine has to flash out. There's nowhere else to go. Ragnar's still alive. Still low. They're going to try and keep playing.
No way.
Hook up. Resurrecting. Jesu does Takui into the backside. Can't quite get the execute. In goes Linson trying to make it happen. Seiken goes gold trying to stay alive. Jesu though has stayed alive. Does go down. They cannot hold on any longer. Karmine Corp. Karmine in the word of blood this time around because they are a bread stain in their own base. 3 to survive. Geo go in, and Karmine Corp will fall for a second time this series. Geo stomped them in game 3.
That was too close for comfort. 14k up, and KC almost turning around. We're certainly gonna go onto a game 4. But my god, these games look so hard to close from Geo. Even when they need to take down Jesu and Camilius, they have back-to-back taken them down on 2 games, game 1 and game 3.
The center means you still have range in the bot lane and someone who's still happy to trade out and deal with the fact you don't have a ranged AD carry. The issue, as with some of these carries, a bit like a Samira as well, if you stall out at 2 items, if you don't get those items, you fall behind, you can struggle. You kind of go in and die.
Okay, I'm going to play the stats person right here. Odeya, if you're listening, I love you.
Yeah, I got a little
Targamas has
Senna up to those high amounts of souls super early into a game.
Now again, as you mentioned, it's all about that bot link list. Very angry B right there.
It's been an angry B all tournament.
Yeah, it's been an angry B all tournament for sure. It's fueling him to do even better, and right here, Targamas and Kalist on this particular combo, the Nilla and the Senna, they absolutely dominated Wildcats. We mentioned it earlier on, right, especially in the likes of Senna that can shove souls all game long. So, play it slow, play for objectives. Linces, only level 4 versus level 6 rise. Seiken does a flash if he needs it.
Kind of punished earlier on into the game, of course, and that did definitely cost some of that early farm in the game down that little bit. It's been unusual. Syncroft, to be honest, has been...
Oh, level 6 on Kalist.
Yeah, he's there desperately early because, of course, it's Nila. Flash on in. They're going for this anyway. But remember, still the opportunity for Apotheosis. They've gone pretty deep. Last Embrace lands. Pull back on the Camilius, who's going to be in so much danger. Taken desperately low, and this ring run down. That's a kill of first blood to Targamas Senna. How much further can they go? I don't think they'll get anything. I know.
Targamas top side with the Senna, playing together with Syncroft, establishing vision onto the river. Kalist.
Back to Kui, desperately low, rooted in place. The last embrace, but the turnaround is pretty good. Kalist still staying alive. To Kui forced away. Dawning Shadow, not quite enough.
Of the map since they're the strongest. Syncroft getting that top lane Herald, whilst they're also pressuring mid lane. It has all been about the bot lane snowballing and then roaming around the map and getting control all over. For now, Geo, they're pulling a Fnatic bush, but they have been spotted.
Ooh, Seiken has to flash. Potentially important, but is importantly not caught. Reminder as well, Kalist has got the first iron of the game, but maybe that won't matter. His target was forced to flash, stays alive, Syncroft with a 3-man knockup. Teleports come flying on through. And Geo on the retreat, Camilius misses the dredge line. Flash, slice from Cabochard, can't get any closer. Bellows breath into the searing charge, trying to buy some space, but Camilius dies to Targamas.
Woo! What a chain of events right there from Casey that just pulled the trigger on the teleport. 14 tower in the bot lane falling. 4 tower bladings already in the pockets of Targamas and Kalist. This bot lane is actually pulling so far ahead, and again, when it comes to Senna, sees an ever-scaling carry. Last time we saw it on Targamas, he actually built Eclipse. He went for full damage, so he is going to be actually a threat coming into this game.
Of course, you know, it got close. That was nearly some great picks there, but it just wasn't quite the point. It wasn't quite in range. They had the summer advantage. Seiken flashes one hook. Targamas gets out of the CC on the other one with a good flash, and we're left with the Dragon stacking beginning for Karmine Corp. Herald drop bot lane. Gold lead very much in their advantage, and this just feels like an inversion of game 3. Blue side apparently pretty overpowered, and this squad of Angels in early for Seiken as well.
Cabochard establishing some dominance. His Renekton has been actually extremely dominant.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, genuinely.
Even in the games that they lose, he's actually always ahead in gold. 1.1k in this particular instance, and Targamas and Kalist are gonna take 1.9k up. Okay, and I know it's not the most representative because Nautilus, of course, is not farming. He's not taking kills, so he's fallen 2,000 gold behind. But Cabochard
Cone gets Camilius into lane a little bit unexpectedly. They get so much damage as the CC's gone.
Great stuff right there. 400 gold for Jezu. He cashes in onto this crocodile. Apart from the fact that they cannot fly through the back line. So she has a little bit better access on the Kai'Sa.
Position shoved on back. There is just no way out. Too deep. On the other side, though, there's a bit of a fight in the picture-in-picture as Ragnar is running away from Seiken. Gets rooted down. We'll try and turn that one around. Throws out that volcanic rupture. Has got a blast cone. And
very, very quickly, especially with Kai'Sa flying into the backline as well. But so far, it seems like the sense of the series, it feels like one of the both teams get a little bit complacent and they're like, it's fine, we're scaling, but how much are you willing to lose?
People at once.
So even
really
if you
nice.
die and you manage to get a 4-mana ult, it's still pretty good for your team. Of course, that 40-second timer is where you usually choose to put that Shelly down just to get a little bit more vision over in the mid lane. If you get the tower as well, like they did, even better, just to move straight into that river for setting up for the Dragon. Now you see a lot of pings coming in from Geo. They're pinging wards that they have behind KC, potentially for a flank TP.
You mentioned it before, second round. It's not quite complete. They find a dredge, but it's on to Cabashon. How important is that? They're going to big amount of CC. Just about survives. He's out. Surely. No. Jezu gets the kill. The Acathian Rain burns him down. Now they're trying to survive the back end of the single. Make it work. Wait. Watch Jezu trying to fire off as much as they can. It's a 2-for-1 right now. But look, Seiken, Kalist doing their best to stay alive. Massive two-man shattering strike. Brings him on down. But wait, the seismic shove gets on top of the Neela. But Seiken and Syncroft doing their best to ensure they can still run through the rest of Team GO. 4 for 3, but Dragon Soul still secure. So secured by Karmine Corp.
And only a god with a horn is left from the side of GO. Cannot contest this Dragon. They're gonna take the third one. For them, they have 2 tanks that can actually do that, but their other tank, Linces, is towards the bottom of the map together with Tukui. Tukui does have the TP. KC are gonna take a tower for free towards the top side of the map. The Angry Bee is gonna be shown again from Kalist. He wants that game 5, and he's pretty much on his way to taking that.
You can see that this was the option. They think, well, we're going to lose that top lane tier 2 anyway. Let's at least trade for something. Get this bounty gold into Takui's inventory. Get ourselves a tower. It's been 4-0 for the moment. 3 of those outer turrets falling pretty early on to the game in favor of Karmine Corp. And they are looking like they want to bring us to silver scrapes to prove that they are not down and out in this series. And they're certainly not down and out in this game. They have come back with a vengeance. Baron started.
Baron started, Linces is around. He does have a chance to steal, does have the flash if you want to jump into the pit, but how do you get out? KC are not even going to chance it.
Syncroft gets the slowdown. Takui gets so much work on the target to the back end of it. Has to flash out. Massive damage. Down onto Cabashon. Gets him. They've gone too deep. Karmine Corp throw out a sad beat. Kalist can still look to come and re-engage, but he's been pretty low. And Takui is doing so much work from this raptor pit. But Seiken gets one back. They get the dreads out of the rise. Flashing forwards to get even more damage. And Kalist gets that one. It's a 2-for-1 right now, but the damage back is still pretty obscene. And Takui, that range advantage is pretty nasty to work with. Jezu, still with the ultimate, can still look to be a threat.
I'm just going to say, Syncroft is looking still for Takui. The Rise ult, there's 2 members.
Taken, gonna go in, that's an ult back in. He's got very, very, very deep, but they still get it. Seiken on the rampage, and he will not be denied. He will not be defeated. This is the OG Karmine Corp member screaming, I deserve to go to finals again.
On his legendary Rise, Seiken slaps a big fat no on Geo's face as they are going to be taking down that Baron. Let's look at this fight again. Look at Takui's position because it's very important. But what Geo hadn't thought of is that there's a 6th member playing for KC. And it comes against ultimate, and then KC took everything.
Roa fully stacked, Seraph online, stopwatch, and a needlessly large rod. And then you look elsewhere on the map and you go, that is a lot of gold. You look at the top of the screen and you go, that's a lot of gold. 20 seconds till no, that's a big pick up. Jezu deleted. Oh. Now the ult comes across the other side of Seiken. Remember, has no flash, but he just unleashes. Just so much work staying alive for now. Linces flashing away, trying to stay alive, has got the Radiant Virtue healing him up. A double kill to Jezu. And now the jungler and AD carry it down. You can maybe think about denying the soul.
Oh boy. Let's see if Geo are gonna just walk in right there. Seiken does have the backup of Cabashon. Cabashon with flash, with ultimate. Seiken, full HP bar right there. He's gonna TP back into the fight. You do have Targamas as well. He's dishing out so much damage. Has a rapid fire, has the Eclipse. He's actually equipped for this fight. There are no ultimates on the side of Geo apart from that Nautilus ult, and where is Camille's gonna choose to put it down? You cannot see them, they're in the shroud, so you can't hit them with the Nautilus ult. KC are gonna fight this.
Curse of the black mist. Maybe it'll be a curse of the blue wall. Camo shot. Taker gets to the backside, gets a massive.
Oh my God!
Still goes down. They finally get them back, but that will still be a 1-for-1 right now. Dragon going down, trying to find the rumble behind the scenes. That's going to be very deep.
No way!
Seiken doing his best. Targus gets the root. Seiken continues to free fire. Seiken continues to throw overload after overload, and the systems are fried. Karmine Corp's mid laner is electric in this game.
Seiken on his legendary rise. Game one, it was the very first ban Geo threw on the table. It was that rise. Backs against the wall for KC. Blue man comes out to complement the blue wall. And KC are looking more than equipped to take us to Silver Scrapes.
Even then, they still lose the soul, and it's not like Geo are going down without a fight. Jezu 7-2-2. He's desperately strong now. Kalist goes forward. I don't know how much he wants it. Apotheosis! He has made a name for himself this tournament, hasn't he? Manages to kill off that important carry. Takes himself to Goddard to join himself along that age-old pantheon. It's just been so hard. You kill Kalist, Seiken's there to pick up the slack.
I think at this point it's so impossible to kill Seiken. He's so tanky. The Archangel's shield pops up, and if that wasn't enough, he still has a stopwatch in his inventory alongside a flash. So how in the world do you get on top of a level 17 rise that is so tanky with just pure HP stats? I mean, Jezu has been doing fantastically, don't get me wrong, but if you dive in the backline to catch this Seiken, he's just gonna one-shot you.
I just saw some blue numbers pop up with over 1,000 damage. A spell! Maybe this is the moment, but Jesus! Camillea's taken desperately low, he's down, he's out. Syncroft's trying to stay alive, flashes in onto Jezu, who's still hopping away. Syncroft so low, knocked down into the curse of blackness. They can't keep going. Jezu is dead! Seiken gets on him, roots him in place, and throws him to room prison.
And KC are gonna march forward right here. They do have the wave in the mid lane, 35 seconds. Ooh, Tuko's gonna get out of dodge.
Needed it.
With that wave as well. Bot lane wave pushing, top lane wave pushing, mid lane wave pushing for KC. It's full blue across the map, full blue minions raging into Geo's base. And KC are gonna take it slow. They're gonna crush in the minions under the towers. They still have a soul to attend to. 55 seconds. And they wanna set up for it, but first, let them take a bite of that purple wall. It's gonna be much easier to push further down the line. I mean, I don't think they needed 11,000 gold to the lead in Geo. They might play a last card right here. Lintas, he can't even get close. Look what, it's a raid boss that arrived. How do you get past him?
That is a very scary moment. Lintas desperately trying to get close enough to flash on. It is just being held. He's down.
That paid me to watch.
He tried, he really did. You can't blame him. It was a Hail Mary, but not a rosary big enough in the world to make that one work.
And now, lanes, into their base. And you also are giving away for free a soul to KC. And I feel like Geo are gonna play the last card in their base. They're gonna wait for KC to make their move inside the base, potentially underneath a tower, use it as a sick
this mid lane towards Seiken, who pulls out the rise early. Makes it stick as Linsis goes wide. It was desperate, that one, and the ice is melting pretty fast this time around. Permafrost, perhaps a misnomer this game. Syncroft hook, but I don't think he's a critical target. They're trying to make something happen. Call of Force gone across just the northwest, but they're dead. Seiken arrives, a Realm Warp in, begins to overload the backline. Spengel's spell flux spells half of Takui's health bar. The wall is decent to try and blow zone off. Seiken for a moment. They get a hook into the backline. The Apotheosis go. Kalist desperately trying to stay alive. Gets 3. Targamas claims a 4th, and Seiken will run Jezu back to the fountain. There's no way out.
KC have done it. KC are pushing us into a 5th game.
You know what song we're queuing up. It begins with Silver, it ends with Scream.
I didn't Masters.
That, for those who haven't been paying attention, is knock out Karmine Corp. A reminder, this team is undefeated at EMEA Masters in terms of their... It's not just an Alistair, remember? It's an Alistair with an Orianna ball on top. It's been a little bit since we've seen the cowball combo.
Well, I was talking about only 2v2, but if you want the Orianna in the equation, it looks scary. Him though, yeah, they just spotted him right now, so... Unfortunately for Syncroft, he's gonna get spotted right here. He does have the red buff. He's going to engage the Lichas, but he's on a 1v2.
It's gonna get risky. It's so early. It's so dangerous. Blast Cone is there. How much more can they do to Kui? In and now in a 1v2. It's so all over the place, but Syncroft dies to first blood. Karmine Corp go too eagerly. They go too deep. The threaded volley does some work, and Takui needs to be a little afraid of the damage over the wall, but will survive for now.
It was creative until it was too aggressive, until it was too overeager, until you go 1v2.
Bot lane has been so dangerous. Spell shield comes on through, buying some time. Kalist buys time to turn around. Targamas gets a kill. Jesu left for the Wolves, or in this case, it's a bird. No, he's not. He gets rid of the AD carry. Now he can try and play this one out. Must survive Targamas.
Seeker's coming.
They're going to try and get this one out. Gets a knock-up, trying to buy time and space, but there's just not far enough to run. Targamas makes it happen. 2 kills to Targamas.
Spotted now.
Here. They know the dragon's been started. Linsus is here. We might be ready for some serious action.
I think you just drop it. You have a wave pushing down bot lane.
Too risky.
I feel like Kalist and Targamas are already in position. Shaken has already moved from the mid lane to the KC Dragon. You have to drop it. You have to move out. Orianna only level 5. Not a lot of mana. Linsus, you just need to leave, buddy. But he's playing body block, right? He's forcing KC to move to their lanes the wrong way around.
Oh, going for the engage. That's a flash away.
I feel like what happened there is when the bot lane interaction happened, there was a huge wave. Jesu ends up dying and Kalist ends up dying, but there was a huge wave pushing towards Kalist.
Oh, there's the Q3, and Turbo Strike's doing its work. Linsus still no level 6. It does not matter as Ragnar goes all out and goes all the way through Cabochard's heart.
What is the meme again? The copy pasta? Cassante, 4,000 HP, 3 dashes, 50 ultimates.
Showmaker's a content machine, man. Actually, with a couple levels, and the fact he's got the extra HP, maybe not as easy to burst all the way through before he can dash.
Ragnar is gonna spot Synchrof right here, and Synchrof is level 5.
That's
even
risky.
his support is level 6.
I mean, the support gets the bonus of, Neela XP, so there is a slight cheat in
I
that.
don't know if you want to be over there, but on the other hand side, Geo is level 4. Geo is 4 versus 5 right here. I don't know if you want to take this fight, Geo.
Be a bit of a fight. Splash away from the shockwave. Still to the backline. Baron. No, one of them. Herald. There we go. Finally got the right option. Into the backline. They go 3-man Cataclysm. Targamas out. Damage goes flying on through. Still gets the kills. Synchrof just survives. 2 for 1. And Herald secured.
Geo, it's 4 versus 5. This is upset Fnatic all over again, where everyone wants to fight Herald, and then you have your AD carry farming over in the bot side of the map. But this should be communicated. This is a 4 versus 5. Kalist is already coming from on the way. You can see him in the jungle in the minimap right now. Synchrof does his job. He secures that Herald, which also gives him that level 6. Cataclysm's in, and then Kalist flashes in that pit that Jarvan created to ult everyone. What a fantastic chain of ultimates from the side of...
Happen, of course.
Just
now,
missed that ward.
It's a game that's about 1,000 or so gold in the favor of Karmine Corp. Looking to claim a second dragon, and
you have to wait. You have to wait. You've got only static shift that Jesu just purchased.
You need a second.
When we're looking for late game silver, a second, even a third item. When we're looking for late game silver, we're looking for heavy DPS. Static shift is not going to give you that. It's going to give you a lot of wave clear. Yeah, thank you very much. For this mango.
Ooh, honeyfruit. Yeah, that's cool. I'd grow those. I bet they're quite tasty.
They sound juicy. We take them.
Oh, into the mid lane we go. Enough prevaricating and procrastinating. We've got a fight to talk about. Up into the air goes Takui, and down into the grave he finds himself 6 feet under. Kalist, though, on the wrong end of Jesu, is trading back pretty heavily, but the formless blades made that one pretty even. Oh my god! Jesu styles on.
Currently, I don't know if they're gonna choose to walk towards the Rift Trail, because last time this happened, it was very bad news from Geo. I feel like Talia has such a powerful tool to try and separate the team. And if you look at Geo and what they stand for, it's front to back team fight. It's protect the saver, play proper front to back. Talia can break this apart very easily with just the press of an arm.
As we head over to a mid game where
Ragnar.
We find out Ragnar. I just don't know how much value they're gonna get.
It's just a Jarvan.
It's Jarvan Renekton into Thornmail first on the Cassante as well. You don't do a lot of damage here.
KC are going to start the Dragon. This is going to be soul point for them if they manage to get it. Look at Sacred, positioning right there. One wall can break apart an entire fight. Gonna tip over on Camillus, but KC 50% down.
There's the wall. Comes on down, and then Camillus on the wrong side of it. Ragnar on the other side, though, might find their way in. Down to 3,000 HP, and we have ourselves a fight into the backline. There you go. Camillus! 3-man on Tofo strike. Deletes so many, but they just about kill Kalist. He gets a lot of damage down before that. Ragnar flashing on out. Sivir desperately running away from Cabochard. Camilius does his work. Synchro pull back out, and Seiken gets another seismic shove, and it sends reverberations around the French fandom. Karmine Corp win the fight.
Top, mid, and jungle have been so incredibly instrumental in this fight. Seiken, again, cabo shot onto his Renekton, zoning out the fight. And even though just, of course, that refill had to be put down, it can't last for another 3 minutes to get that pressure in the mid lane. And of course, it's way after 14 minutes, so it's not going to necessarily cash in an entire play. The Dragon's going to walk out, but he's going to use his stop-up right there on the knockout, but he doesn't have it anymore.
Over they come. They'll keep him alive for now, and he survives. So does the tower. All the white security will get that top lane tier 1. That's potentially a critical moment. Get some more golden boxes to Gio, but now he needs to run away. So desperately fast. Synchro's coming. Can he find the right bush? He's guessing right. Down comes the ward. They're thinking of playing this one out. Shockwave comes down alongside the teleport. 2v2. Cataclysm comes on down. Ragnar begins to jump forward. Seiken taken so desperately low. Over the wall. Goes back out with a decent flash, but now Targamas pulled back in. Gets the battle dance away, but will still flash. Ragnar looking for some more. Pushed away. The damage is still there. Ragnar dies, but not before taking Seiken with him.
And look in the mid lane. Look in the mid lane. Kalist is pushing together with Cabo Shard. The team is going to come in. I don't know if it's in time. It's not.
It is there, but now he's got no turret. Kalist can run at him with a Formless Blade, and it puts rust into the circuitry.
The TP, Cabo Shard on the flank.
They're going topside. They are indeed. Lince is now in danger. It's a bloodbath. It's a mess. There's teleports everywhere. The crocodiles into the backside. The jaws clamp down on the throats of Gio. Do not pass go. Do not pick up 400 gold. Go straight to jail, because Karmine Corp pick up a triple on their superstar, their captain, their top laner, and guess what just spawned? Baron's there for the taking.
KC with an absolute stomp of the fight, grabbing the ace, and we said it at the very beginning. One team has to win on the red side to take the series. GO could not. KC are doing it. 5,000 gold in the lead. Minute and a half for the Dragon. It's going to 20 seconds and Gio need to establish some push over in the mid lane. There's still a tower standing for KC, so there's only so far they can push in that mid lane tower. The wall is going to come down.
Throws it down. That wall is looking mighty blue today. They're going to try and get to the backside. Ragnar so low. Not out though. Treads the charm through onto Camilius, who dies. Take over to the backside. Gets the Cataclysm down. Does die. That is the jungler. But look at Cabochard on the backside chasing down Ragnar. And my God! It's another one. Kalist gets the triple. Kalist can take Baron and run down the mid lane. I think they've done it.
There are 30 seconds timers on the people that can do the damage, on the people that can do the wave clear over or GO. They couldn't win on red side. KC can.
They look to continue shoving. It was written in the stars. It was predestined. 14 seconds to make something happen. Karmine Corp desperately continuing to shove on in. And maybe that destiny will have to wait for just a moment longer. They retreat. They
to finish the job right there. What a fantastic series from the mid AD carry duo from Karmine Corp, because I know numbers talk a lot for Kalist and he's incredible. But my God, has Seiken been setting up game after game after game.
Much more to be seen on that one, but Gio, is there anything left? Any miracle yet to be written? Any way to deny what feels inevitable?
It would be to Kui on his Orianna. Pull one of these huge shockwaves. Try and create pressure over in the backline for KC. Cannot quite reach Camilius with the engagement. There's gonna chunk Kalist quite a lot. He was too far forward, but Synchro is looking. Synchro is hunting.
Doesn't find that much, but Targamas does. Into the backline, though, goes that glacial present. Cabochard there, knocked around, doesn't find as much value as they're hoping for, and that's not the best moment for Karmine Corp. Teleport behind. Maybe this is the moment. Maybe it's what Gio were looking for. A go button. Cabochard is deleted. Shutdown comes on through.
Oh, they cut through!
And that will try and make it happen. Still a pullback on Synchro. They can't go forward for now. KC on the retreat. KC too far.
Your base,
KC
your base, your base.
Can't make it happen into the base. You're right, there are minions there. But go see a moment. Go see an angle. Go see the chance to maybe make things happen. Kalist goes unstoppable. Into the back of the Camillus, but cannot find the pulverize. A double for Kalist, of course it is. How much further can he go? Targamas goes wide in the ground end. We can still possibly get out of here. The base, suddenly the teleporting in. Surely it doesn't happen like this, but Karmine Corp cannot be denied. Karmine Corp will not be denied. Karmine Corp are onto the Nexus, and they will make themselves a blue wall all the way to Montpellier on the foundations of the blood of Team GO. Fourth finals for Karmine Corp.
And of course it's Seiken. It had to be Seiken. Taking down that Nexus.